Hello, Just Start Gang. In this video, I'm going to share with you an overview of my sales tracker, and I'm just hoping, I believe, I am confident that it's going to help you when it comes to creating your own sales tracker. I spent hours trying to find a sales tracker for myself, but because I was in my beginning stages, I didn't need all the technical sales lingo, analytics, and all that stuff. I just needed something that will track all my clients' payments, the dates. And I need to be able to track my expenses. That's it. Very simple. And I'm just going to go walk you through what that looks like, because you can honestly make one right now I used Google Sheets, but you can use Excel as well. And the last time I did an Excel formula class was years ago, so I struggled. So if I can do it, you could do it. I'm just going to walk you through and show you give you some inspiration basically. So yeah. And I always extend my love. You can always DM me at Start with Neeks on Instagram if you have any questions. If you need any help with the formulas, I'll do my best. I kind of did some trial and error myself, but I'll definitely be able to help you. If you have any questions, be sure to also check me there on Instagram. Hello. So this is my sales tracker made on Google Sheets. I'm just going to walk you through it. It's not really too technical. Just hoping to give you ideas of how you can set up yours. This is more for coaches and consultants, or if you provide services, you have clients. Definitely not for products based. At least I wouldn't suggest it to. So this is I just literally just made it. I would suggest that you look for like the basics, but I just set up a quick chart. I started with an area that I can put all my clients in using their name. So this would actually be the service that they bought, and then the client name, client email. Because I'm doing one-on-one, I haven't had need to actually add in their emails, but as I get more one-on-one clients, I would probably do so. This is the final offer that I've quoted each of them on, and then they have, whether they have plans or not, this is what they would be charged monthly. And then I would put the payment issue, so what part of the year of the year of the what payment they're on, if they're on a payment plan, so it reminds me. And then how much each invoice that I charge them for the invoice, for whatever reason, if they wanted to put a tip, it may be different, right? Whatever. And then the net income. So because I use, like when you use Stripe or PayPal, they take off a portion. So I like to actually put in how much I'm taking away from that, and that's how much I put here, and then the date of the payment. I like to put the date when they're monthly, because if I have the invoice, I'll see the date there. But this will remind me to either give them a reminder, or just make sure that the payment is complete on these specific dates. Okay. And then I just made this. If you do not know, I've been in business for almost 7 months now, and it took me 7 months to make my first $1,000. And it's just recently that I've made my first thousands right now. And this is obviously not all. This is just my one-on-one clients. I have services and products that come through as well. These are my actual numbers. I have nothing to hide. I'm not here trying to say I make thousands, or I'm a six-figure business owner. I'm just here to help you, support you, just start. And it may not always be, most of the time it's not overnight success. Sometimes it takes you 1 month to make your first $1,000, and sometimes it takes 7 months. And it took me 7 months to do it for myself. So if you do have other services or products, I actually did put a portion for any of my other products that I have, but I don't track it because they're not monthly payments, and they're not one-on-one. They're just really just paid, and they're all digital products, everything here at the end. All right, so what I did here now is the reason why I've set up this portion of the actual finances. Okay, Profit First is an amazing book to get you new entrepreneurs, I would say even seasoned entrepreneurs. It talks about a lot of corporations that do not put this in place and they realize that they're actually not making money. Their business is not thriving. Even multi-million dollar companies can literally not be a profitable company. Okay, so this is going to help you make sure that you're putting aside your profit for the end of the year. You actually see money and that you're not always reinvesting, and you don't even see anything to kind of show for it. So this is why I put my profit first kind of area here. But so if I will put my actual units at how many I want to be sold or I want to sell for the month, I'll put 3. And by the end of the month, I will just update this and what my actual units were, and units meaning clients for at least this portion. And then my revenue, how much I've made. And then my net is again after the payment fees. Okay, so this formula is so basic. I'm sure you can find an easier formula, right? But I just made it sum up everything in this column for my invoices, because that's the revenue. That's how much I charge them, right? And then my net after the fees, again, it's the sum of everything here too. Okay, so sum, and I would just drag it down. And I just Googled some of the actual formulas. So I summed and I just drag it, enter. So that's would be the net sum here. Okay, you can also put in insert and then function. Yeah, so insert function. This is where you also see all the other formulas that you can use as well. If you already know the formulas there. Okay, so then my expenses are all my expenses. So my apps that I use for the month that I'm going to be writing off essentially. And then my actual expenses. So this is my goal, how much I want to goal myself each month. And then obviously at the end of the month, I'm going to put down how much I actually spent, whether that be less or more, whatever that is. So what I did is that I also, here I have like a key legend bar of all my expenses so that when I'm using the formula, I would actually input it. Okay, so this is my budget and this is my actual, and I'll write everything in and what that totals here. So I'll have here, it's the formula is basically this times 1, and because I didn't know how to like put the formula, because I wanted this number here, right? I didn't know if there was a formula to just put that number there. So I just put the that box, it's Y29, and I times it by 1 because we know it's always going to be that number, right? So that's what I did. So basic math does work. Okay, anyone who's on here and you're dreading math, you need it. Okay, anyone who's on here who's actually doing an Excel course at college, do it. Okay, because I made the mistake thinking I didn't need it, and look at me now. So yeah, I'll have my expenses and my actuals, okay? And then, so this is where I break down the profit first concept, okay? You have it in different categories. You have your profit first. This is what you're going to put aside. You pay yourself, okay? If you haven't heard this before, you always want to pay yourself first. Put it in savings, put it somewhere else. This is what you get first, okay? As a Christian, I always tithe. So I'm going to be tithing always 10%. So before I pay myself, I pay what is to God. You know, everything that He's given us, what is 10% to everything He's blessed us with, right? And it's obviously to advance His kingdom. And it's also a heart issue if you cannot, if you can't have that control of your money, then you can't have control of a lot of things, okay? And so that's what I do. And again, in Profit First, it says the same thing. They may not say tithe, but they say charity, okay? And they talk about how important it is to give to a charity. And a lot of financial books do mention it, especially if you are a business and you're incorporated. It even would help you in your taxes if you're giving to a charity. For me, it's actually biblical practice to give tithes. So I do give my tithes. And then it's Profit First. It breaks down everything, the percentage. In my percentage to pay myself is 5%, and then the owner's pay. How much that of your owner's pay do I get? Yes. If you're thinking that you start a business and all your profit goes to you, that's not the case. Okay, so there's a portion of how much I actually get paid out of everything I I've made, and I put that percentage to 40%. And then expenses. So 30% of how much I make in my revenue goes to my expenses. So that is why it's not like I can buy everything. Just because I see that I'm making more money now doesn't mean I can just exceed over my expenses. I still have a budget, okay? And I still have to make sure that I'm if I do need extra equipment or extra apps or anything like that, it still has to fit in the 30% that I've allotted myself thus far, or make more money, right? And then each of them have a formula. So again, it might look confusing, but so here's my expenses. This is how much this. So the one I'm actually highlighting right now, that is the equivalent to 30% of my net pay. Okay, so that's the formula. As soon as I put in my income, a sale, it will already generate for me. Okay, and that's the convenience of this sheet. That's why you want to have this sheet and help you with all that and see it visually everywhere where you're lacking or not. Right, and then eventually I wanted to see how much I had negative or plus. Okay, so this right here is this $62 is the 624 of my expense, how much I actually have, to how much I've goaled myself. So it does say that I have $62 extra to use, or it's great to have it for the next month for some cushioning. Okay. Again, I always extend my support. You could definitely DM me at Starwiniques on Instagram if you have any more questions, because this could be a little bit confusing. But I just really wanted to inspire you with the setup. It didn't have to be some elaborate setup. You just want to be able to see it all in front of you. Okay, so again, the profit first is the 5%. And if you see these 5%, again, I am not a genius. I figured that the best way to use these formulas was that I actually gave the percentage an area, a spot on the sheet. So I would put 30, I would put that as a percent, like put 30 as percent, and then I put the formula. So everything will reference the net profit, right? Okay. So I put this, so in profit first, it is the net income times the 5% in this box, right? The reason why I did that is because when I tried to put M4 times 5%, doesn't work. For whatever reason, I didn't want to search it. So this is what helped me, okay? So, and also what helped me, I see at first glance how much my percentage is at first place, and I'm okay with that. Okay, so that's what I did. Again, owner's pay is 40%, right? And if you go over here, everything is in my little legend here. I actually put what each category will get. Taxes will get 15%. Usually when you start, that's what you want to give yourself a buffer. Yes, corporated businesses, make sure you're putting your taxes aside. If you're not already charging taxes, okay? Because I just started. I'm not making $30,000 per quarter for Canadians out there. So I do not charge the customer taxes. Therefore, I have to make sure I put aside taxes for the end of the year. And I believe that's the same. Even if you were charging taxes, you still need to put aside taxes for corporation and your business as well. All right. So here, this is my legend. I have everything booked out, and I even put what bank account will hold which portion of my money. My tithe is 10%. Again, the formula is the net income divided by 10. Okay, and then my actual profit. So this is just like any other financial accountant lingo. What's your profit? Your actual profit is your revenue minus your expenses, and that is how much my actual profit is. Okay, so notice I want you to see the reality of this. So notice that my actual profit is actually 1,500 thus far, but I'm only getting paid 800 because there's other elements to your business that you want to put aside that you have down pat. And this is just going to motivate you to make more sales, and also think about it as more value to your customers that you are giving out to them, that you receive in income. Okay, and then my taxes is 15%. Same thing here. So the formula is my net income box times this 15% box, which gets me here. Okay, so again, always extending my help, support. If you need any, DM me at Start with Neeks on Instagram. Be sure to check out and subscribe to my channel and watch these 2 videos on the screen here. Until my next video next Friday. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work and keep sharing the good news. I will see you in my next video.